Okay. Well, I'm going to be channel with you.
Panic attack. We're good. It's good.
All right. So you're going to go up to the left and click on the screen share, the little green icon.
Okay.
And
Oh,
then you'll click on whatever window you're using to show off your images.
okay.
There we go. Okay, so have you gotten a chance to watch any of these yet with your
Yeah,
fellow apprentices?
I've been watching a few of them. Yeah.
Okay, great. So same thing. You're just going to go through. You're going to tell me about the image and how you like it and where you think it succeeds and fails, and then I'm going to grade you on a score of 1 to 3.
Sorry.
Okay.
Ugh. Um, I'm gonna just tell you about the image. Is that?
The screenshot, the little green icon,
Did I mess it up?
and
Sorry.
then you'll click on whatever window you're. So you have the other screen open, and it's actually playing the stream a few minutes behind. So you just got to go close that window out.
Sorry.
There you go. No, no problem. I did it my first one as the master. That was really bad.
Okay. Are we there?
There we go. Okay, so tell me a little bit about the image.
Yeah. She was gonna get her hair cut. Just a little girl, my friend's daughter, and I pretty much pinned up a sheet to my wall and played with glitter. Was kind of what happened, but yeah.
Okay. So you're getting scored on a 1 to 3 basis. 1 means that on a 0 to 3 basis. 0 says this is awful and you shouldn't have even put it up here. 1 says that it shows promise. 2 says that it's a commendable piece. And 3 means that it's exceptional and there's absolutely nothing you could have did to make it a better shot. So on a scale of 0 to 3, where would you rate this?
Where would I rate it?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I feel like I don't know. It was 0 to 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a 2 for me. Just I feel like I could have done more. Like I don't know. I don't know. 2. Go with 2.
Okay. So I love that you're playing with glitter with the little girl. I don't think there's anything more girly. Um, I would have liked to have seen her maybe make contact with the camera and maybe look up instead of looking down at the glitter, because you lose all of the energy that she's presenting because it's all going towards her hands instead of towards the viewer.
Oh,
Um, if we didn't have the glitter and something going on in the picture, that's distracting from the fact that it's a very pretty picture, but it's just a pretty picture. It's kind of along the lines of something that, a mom would get really lucky shooting if she had a decent camera. And I've seen some of your other work, so I don't think that it's one of your best, but I do think that she's super cute. The lighting's really soft on her face. You definitely captured like the little girl essence. And I love the glitter and the sparkles, so this is something that I would really like to see you maybe retry later in some of the higher levels. So I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to give it a 2. I think it's commendable, but I don't think it hit the mark where it would be an exceptional piece.
okay. Yeah, I'd like to clean up glitter again forever, but we'll do that.
Maybe do it outside.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about this one.
Um, this is actually my best friend growing up, and she has a style all her own, and she just was like, she saw, there's a picture similar to this, I don't know if you've seen it, just a
Mm-hmm.
mom on a phone and the daughter screaming, and she's like, I want to recreate that with my daughter, and so she came over, and it was like, I had just barely gotten my speed light, and I was like, okay, I'll try this out, and so we just kind of played, and it was a lot of fun. I like photographing moms and daughters. I don't know, just because I have daughters. But
Okay. So I love the energy in this shot. I think it's super, super cute. I love the big hair curlers. And it's definitely like mother, like daughter. Like that is just the title for this photo. Um, I would have maybe considered having the phone actually on the other side of her face so you could see the bottom half of it and figure out that it's a phone, but it bothers me just a little bit that we're losing all of her jaw and her neck. So because it's right there and because it covers up the top part of her décolletage, you lose all of that information of slenderness. So it makes her look a lot wider than she is.
Okay.
Same thing with the girl with the double chin. Like, and this is really hard because you want that information and that energy. The way that you could have got that was to actually have her take a step away from her mom and lean forward into it so she could open her jaw as wide as she wanted without hitting her chest and getting like the double and triple chin thing. Because it's not as important when they're little and they don't care, but it's just never attractive on anyone.
Yeah.
So, but I totally think that that's more than made up for in the expression and the energy of the photo. I think it works very well as black and white. I love that she's got this sort of alternative pinup girl thing going on with the polka dots and the tattoos and curlers. So I'm going to give this one a commendable too. I think it's a really good shot. I think there could have been a little more done to it, but it's still, this one would make your portfolio, I think.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, tell me about this one.
This was just a couple months ago, or I don't know, July, whenever that was. It seems forever ago, but I wanted to take a picture, and so I just drugged my daughter out. I was like, okay, get dressed. We're going out, and went in the backfield and grabbed the flag and took a picture. But yeah, this was the first picture that I've ever composited a sky in too, so that was kind of a new thing for me and to try, but it was just kind of fun, just for fun.
Well, very well done on the sky composite. Usually it's very easy to pick out when the skies have been dropped in, and it's not as much with this one. I don't think too many people would pick it up if they weren't looking for it. I'm going to give you an exceptional on this one, but I'm also going to tell you that I'm completely biased because my husband's overseas, and
Yeah.
the idea of the little girl just holding the flag and the fact that there isn't anything there for her to be holding the flag for that's giving her reason that she just looks like she's out there waiting. So the story, I think, is very, very potent, especially with the right crowd of people, which I happen to be. So let's move on to the next one.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me about the shot.
This was one of the first seniors that I shot, and it was kind of like I fly by the seat of my pants kind of shoot, but I loved the shot. I just was like one of those that like came out good that I was like, holy cow, this is a great shot to me. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I'm so attached to it, but I am. I guess it was like the first like, oh, I really like this, and yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I really like this one too, and actually if you go through my website and portfolio, I do this one a lot with a lot of my boudoir clients because it's very flattering without being in your face sexual. So it can be very, very sensual and very alluring, but it doesn't look like she's trying to be those things. So I really like it too. I'm not sure about the blanket that she's on. You lose it just a little bit in that because it almost like with the quilted kind of embroidery, that just says like grandmom to me, which most people don't want to take sexy pictures on their grandmother's blanket.
Yeah.
But so I might think about swapping that out for something a little more sensual. If you're going to make it about the outdoors, you could even do it with more of like the plaid picnic kind of blanket. But I also think that this would work really well on any bedroom set if you were shooting her indoors or if you were shooting her without the grass in the background, and you could give the illusion that it was shot on a bed but still have that pretty natural light. I love the focus. Love the depth of field, love all the detail in her hair. Her eyes are just piercing, which is fantastic. And she doesn't have any tension in her lips, which is where you always see nerves with the models, is they purse their lips a little bit. And she just looks right at home. So I think this is a really beautiful image. I'm gonna give it a commendable. I think it's really beautiful. I don't think it quite hits the mark to be just exceptional, but it's close. I think what you hit here, redone with a couple of little tweaks, would be a really profound image.
Okay.
Yep, tell me about it.
Sorry. This one, I just gotten a new lens, and it's actually my nephew and his wife, and they were getting engaged, and I don't know, I love light, and I loved the sunflower, and just the emotion that they gave me, like the connection, and it's been one of my favorites, and just happiness.
And it's very love, it's very light. You definitely have that magic hour going on. I'm not sure that I'm loving, the lens flare rainbow going around them, especially the big spot on her hand. And with engagement photos, the fact that you cut her hand off, I'm not as big a stickler for like cutting off at joints and hands unless it's a real problem, but if you had raised it up, you wouldn't have cut the hand off, and you would have also shown off the engagement ring, which would have been nice. It's beautiful. You have great emotion in it. But I also think that there is a plethora of these kind of shots. It's almost like a fail-safe. I probably would have gone in and just retouched her neck and chin just a little bit to pull it up. She's got like just the beginnings of a double chin there. I would have smoothed that out for her and just slenderized her just a little bit. So everybody has this shot because it's a beautiful, timeless kind of shot, but that also means that everybody has this shot. So yeah. I'm going to give it a commendable. I do think it's a beautiful shot, but I don't think there's anything really exceptionally interesting about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yay, you survived! Okay, so you'll go back up and you'll click the screen share button again so I can see your lovely face.
Oh.
And that's the one I was looking for too. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your photography and what you're doing and where you're trying to go and the Arcanum and girl time.
Okay. I honestly have no idea where I'm going. I thought I'd be a portrait photographer, and then when I've been doing that, and I've been doing it for a few years, I don't know. I don't really enjoy it. I don't know. I'm an introvert, and so like I go on a session and I'm like, I can put on the face and I can be happy and I can, get emotions out, but I come home and I'm like exhausted. I'm like, holy crap. And I kind of do it for me. I'm like, and then when I don't get appreciation, like they're like, oh, they're great, thanks. And I'm like, I put my heart and soul in that picture and you don't even, it's kind of one of those, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, well, the first sign that you're doing something wrong is that you're not happy. So let's talk about where and when you are happy. Is there something else that you're photographing that's making you happy? And if not, where else are you going to get that?
I don't know. Sorry. I enjoy photographing. Like, I like to take pictures, and I like to take pictures of the people, and I love editing. Like, when I bring them home and I edit them, and I'm just, like, I could edit for hours. Like, it's just fun, but it's the putting it together, and, like, I want to get better at that. Like, I think I would enjoy that as long as I don't have to deal with, it's more the business side, I think, that was really getting me, is, like, having to deal with all the emails. Like, they email, and I'm like, oh, yeah, we're still on, and then we're going here, and, sorry, my daughter, but, I totally lost my train of thought. I don't know.
So we don't like the business side.
Yeah, like, well, I just, I don't know, with the family, like you understand with kids, it's kind of like I have to really choose. I only have so much time, and I got really resentful to people, like where they wouldn't really appreciate it, or like, and I was spending so much time on them, and I'm like, my kids are struggling with other things. I'm like, oh, I can't balance it all, and so I kind of.
Well, that's no, that's good, and I do totally understand because the really tough part is that if you're not getting that from photography, you're not getting it from home either because we love our children and they are beautiful, wonderful little beings that fill our lives with life and laughter and teach us really important lessons, mostly patience. Um, but you have been loving them since the very first moment of their life, and you have been spending every waking moment caring for their every need. So it's not that they're unappreciative, it's just that they understand that that is what they can expect from you. That's what being a mother is. That's why being a mother is so selfless and so profound and does not get the recognition that it deserves, especially from the people that you're doing it for, and especially while they're little. That comes later. It comes decades later. It comes when they have kids and they go, oh my God, I can't believe my mom didn't sell me on eBay when I was 4.
Yeah.
So if you're not getting it from there, and then you look and you go, okay, well, I'm going to create art and create something beautiful, which, by the way, I think that's why a lot of people get into artistry. Ever since digital, the industry just exploded because all the barriers to entry were gone. Now anybody can go buy a camera for a couple $100, and there's no film developing fees, and so it's a very cathartic thing, and it's instant gratification because as soon as you take the picture, it's done. Whereas other people spend months working on paintings and sculptures and things like that. So you can go out and in a couple of hours you can have a new piece of art. That's very fulfilling. And then you put it online, and everybody likes it and goes, oh my God, you're so talented, you're so wonderful, and oh, I wish I had your talent, I wish I could do that. And that's so fulfilling. And we're not supposed to like it because we shouldn't care, because we should just be self-sufficient. We shouldn't seek that out. But the bottom line is, like, that is a huge love language for a lot of people, And it's not like when you get up at 2 a.m. because your one kid is sick, and then you finally get back to sleep at 4, and then the other one gets up, and then you have to get up at 7 to get them on the bus, and then you're cleaning, the counters after changing your outfit for the 3rd time. That somebody's going, oh my God, Allie, you just cleaned that counter with such ferocity. Just bravo, Like, you just don't get that.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling unsatisfied and unappreciated from what you're doing, I can totally understand how you can start to feel resentful because you're scapegoating onto that from all the lack of it that you're getting from your family. And you, how many kids?
4.
4? Yeah. See, I had 2, and the reason I have 2 is because I didn't want 3. So I totally understand that. Like, I really, really do. And I can tell you that it does get easier as they get older. But I have the feeling as mine get older from that, then I'm going to go, oh God, I wish I could have toddlers again because it's better than teenagers,
Yeah.
So if you're not feeling that, and if that is a huge thing, that may be more important to you to have that sense of appreciation more so than the financial gain. True or false?
True, probably.
Okay. So
I mean, it was nice to get paid, but I was at the same time I was like, I don't know. It wasn't as much of a reward as them like really loving their pictures.
Yeah. So it's really like what we're saying is for most people, it's one or the other. It's fame or fortune. Not in the sense that you want to be ridiculously wealthy or you want everyone to know who you are, but you just want people to appreciate what it is that you're creating and what makes you special and how you see things. So for most people, one way is heavier, and for you, it may be, the recognition and the acknowledgement side, and that's totally okay. But if you want
big-headed, I want to be famous or something.
No, and that was a really hard lesson for me too, because we're taught that ego is bad, and we're taught that there's such a fine line between being confident and being conceited, and we don't want to come off that way to people because we don't find that attractive, and we've all met those people that were like, you're really full of yourself and you really don't have any reason to be,
Sorry,
Handing it up.
I'm like, hold on. Sorry.
That's okay.
They're banned out, but it doesn't work ever.
No, no, it's fine. And you know what? This is really good. Like, it's good for people to see that. Like, people tell me all the time, "Oh my God, you have the most wonderful life, and you get to spend all this time with your children and shoot." But half the time, it's doing exactly that. It's ushering them out of the room and stuffing their faces full of gummy bears so they'll be quiet while I'm in the middle of the critique, and I trade the future potential for diabetes for an hour of silence. Like, I don't always have it together. And some days I feel on top of the world because I'm like, yes, we did a movie night and I got them to school with a big balanced breakfast and eggs and toast and orange juice, and I went to the gym and I was on the treadmill while I was sitting in the call, and I did all these critiques and I edited photos because I'm the boss. And then the next day, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted from yesterday. I totally slept through my alarm. Now we got to rush. I'm yelling at my children. I'm a terrible mother because it's not their fault I slept in. And it doesn't matter because I'm going to go have to pick her up because she's sick today. And then I got to cancel my appointments. Now the apprentices are going to be mad. My client's calling and going, well, great, you got them edited, but where are they? They were supposed to be here last week. I forgot that while I was feeling like a boss. So it really is. It's just a balance. And the problem is that everybody goes, oh, your life is so beautiful. Well, why do you think that? Because you're seeing the pictures that I put on Facebook, these freeze frame seconds. Yes, they are beautiful and wonderful, amazing, perfect children as long as you don't hear them.
Yeah.
Just
seconds.
Yeah, and you have that too. Like your profile photo with you and all the kids picked up, you were like so Miss America family. It's ridiculous. Like how freaking cute is your entire little like Gosling collection of blonde and American. Like, all the time. But then when you see behind the scenes, it's Mom!
Mom, just one thing.
Yeah, Mom, what? Watch this.
Yeah. And,
So I totally understand why you're feeling that way, but I also think that, like me, you may scapegoat onto your potential clients a little bit that they're not appreciating you because you're not getting enough of it for all the juggling that you're doing.
Like I'm so mad at them, but I guess I'm just like, yeah.
Right, and it's good to note that though, because you're going, well, they're not appreciating me, which isn't necessarily true. It's just that you're not feeling fulfilled because you're not feeling appreciated. Whether you're getting it or not, whatever the issue is, you're not feeling that right now. So the first place to start is to look at that and go, where do I feel appreciated? Where do I feel happy? Where do I feel centered? Where do I feel zen in that piece? Because I'm guessing those moments are far and in between all four of the children every 30 seconds an hour.
I feel, I'm trying to, when I'm editing, I feel I'm happy.
Okay, well, have you considered that maybe taking photos might not be a part of that and maybe you're a retoucher?
I don't know. I'm kind of a control freak at the same time. Like, I would like my own pictures. I don't know. I don't know. I've like people have like been like, "Can you fix this picture for me?" And usually it's like a, "Holy crap, you want me to fix some like underexposed, like not even good." Try to okay. That's why I don't know what a retoucher like. I've never, if they were decent, but I don't know. Sorry.
Okay. Well, it's just something to consider. Most people, they come in and they go, I really like photography, so I want to get paid as a full-time photographer. That's what I want my career to be. But they do that on the idea that what sounds good is that in order to be a useful human being, as an adult, you have to have a job and take care of your family, and we judge you on your ability to contribute to society as a functioning member kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So people stop thinking there. But on the other hand, instead of going, what would you like to make your money doing? What if I just started sending you a check for $10,000 every single month for the rest of your life and you didn't have to do anything for money? Then what would you do with your time?
I would have time. I would probably take pictures, in all honesty. I would go out and I would make shoots.
Okay. What kind of shoots?
just ideas that I'd have, like, I don't know, I really like the vintage history, I guess. I'd probably do that. Like,
Okay.
just make historical photos, but not historical. Sorry.
No, it's good. And these are tough questions, especially when they're put on the spot without you having time to sit down and think about them.
I would
Um,
make art. I would feel like if I had money and like everything else in our life was kind of taken care of, I would honestly just want to make things that spoke to me, that were for me.
Good. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Are you on Pinterest yet?
Yeah.
You and I are going to get along just fine. I'm really
Oh,
excited
I
about
was
the
gonna
next
say
15
Pinterest.
months.
Are you kidding me? I love Pinterest.
You know what Pinterest is? It's the ability to be a hoarder without the evidence.
Oh yeah.
That's what it is. So
Secret boards.
here's what I want you to do, and I'm sure you already have 20 of these, but I would like you to make a new board. And I would like you to fill it with, say, 50 images that are, these are the kind of images, and this is the kind of art I would like to create.
Okay.
Okay? And we're going to assume that budget is no issue. You can spend as much money as you want making the shoots, and you don't have to worry about making money because your family is taken care of. Okay? So this is a dream big, no obstacles kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay, and I think that this is going to help you, and we're gonna do this on one of the higher levels, kind of as a group, but in a different manner. Um, but if you feel like you're kind of looking and going, I don't really know what I want to do. I mean, I like doing this, but sometimes I don't, and I feel unappreciated, but I still like going out and doing it when I am appreciated. So I don't quite know what to do. You know, some of that is just mom syndrome too with the juggling because you never get to focus on more than one thing or one child for more than 4 minutes at a time. So you're just frantic all the time, like pulling little bits and pieces. And as soon as you get the time to zone in and go, yeah, that's about the time that they pull you away. So I think that this will be something that over the course of maybe the next week that you can sit down and do whenever you do have time or after they're in bed or whatever. And when you get pulled away, it's fine because you can go back and just pick up where you left off in the process. So fill it and go, this is what I want to shoot, this is what I want to do, because it's really hard to build you a path to get there if you don't know where there is. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. So as far as the Arcanum, you are now through your first half sphere, and we're moving up to the upper side of the levels. Why did you join, and what are you looking to accomplish?
I joined. Well, the Harry Potter thing like totally hooked me. I was like, ooh. But I joined because most of my shoots have been seriously like, oh, we want pictures done, and I go out and I try to make the best of whatever situation they give me, whatever they're wearing, whatever. I'm like, okay, I can try to, I try to make the best of it. And I joined because I really wanted to learn how to like put together my own shoot. Like I've never like put it together and done it and like completed it. I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, no, it does, totally.
That's kind of why I joined, to learn that and to grow and to.
How long have you been shooting?
About 4 years.
Okay.
4 or 5.
Okay, so I totally get that, and you're doing really good for that, because I started and I picked up a camera about, well, we're getting close to 6 years ago now, but I only had 2 kids to battle, so so you are double, so which means you have half the time I had, which was not a lot. But I also think that this is the point where you can start kind of working towards that and make the transition. And I can tell you, like, there were days where, like, my 4-year-old was in my lap. Actually, no, she was like 3 then. And my less than 1-year-old was sitting on the table, and I was rocking him in the infant car seat while I was editing the wedding photos, and she was drawing, like, there are just days like that. Like that's the juggle between trying to pursue passion and family simultaneously. It is not easy, and it's not for the faint of heart. But if you want it bad enough, you can totally do it. Like, and below all of the ideas that you have of what success is, totally out of the water. Because at the time, I was so happy making $200 a session. It was ridiculous. Like, people laugh at me now, but like, I looked at it and went, you know, I'm shooting exactly what I love. I'm creating art. I'm working as an artist, and I'm handing over diskette images in, say, 2.5 to 3 hours. So I'm essentially making close to $75 to $100 an hour, which is more than either of my parents have ever made in their lives at jobs that they hate. How is
Yeah.
that not a good thing? You know? And the benefit is that when you start building a business, now my clients spend, $2,000 to $4,000 a session, but it does both, because the flip side is that I can feel like the frustration radiating, where you're like, you just give me half an hour to have a conversation with someone, and you hear mama mama mama, like. But the other side is that it grants you the flexibility to be there for all of those moments. For the first time that they call mama because they're riding their bike without the training wheels, and that first loose tooth, and them playing together nicely, which happens like once a month maybe, where you're like, oh, this is why I have my children,
I love you now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like my husband teases me because I used to just sit and watch them sleep, and he would come in and I would be like, oh, they're so beautiful. I just love them so much. He's like, yeah, I love them too when they're unconscious. Yeah. And there's just days where you feel both. So, the concept is to build your life in a way that you can spend all the time that you want to spend with them, but still have something for you. Because I think we just put so much of ourselves into being mothers and into taking care of these little people and helping them grow and worrying about what they're doing and that they're fulfilled, that we just take away from ourselves. So I think that some of this is you struggling to get some of that back.
Yeah. Struggling to refill the tank a little bit, and honestly, like, I need something to be. But
okay.
Like, I don't know, I totally relate to that, because I feel like I could just disappear, I'm just another mom, and that's part of the thing is, like, photography, I'm like, I'm not just a mom, I have other things, I have talents that I can do, and that's, I don't know.
First off, even if you're doing that, you're not just a mom.
Yeah.
Like this is the next generation of us. This is everything. Sorry.
You're fine.
You brought these 4 beings into the world that didn't exist, and in the moments where you can be quiet and you can just observe, like, there were no people there, and now there's these people, and they're these beautiful little beings, and they only exist because of you. Like, you created that. You want to talk about creating art? What are you ever going to create that's going to be as beautiful and amazing and charming and move the world as those 4 little people?
Yeah.
You were an artist way before you picked up a camera, and you do it tirelessly with more energy and more dedication and more devotion than most people put to anything in their entire lives. 4 times over. Like, I can commend you on your art all day, but, like, let's just take a second and appreciate everything that you've been doing in the past years and how selfless that is. It's okay for you to want something for yourself. It's okay for you to put a little bit of that love back to you.
You're gonna make me cry. We don't want to cry on this.
This is becoming a theme, and don't feel bad because the people in the other cohort will tell you I do it to them too. But it's important for you to see that, because it's so hard. Like, it took me so long to be okay with that and go, you know what? It's okay for me to take care of myself right now. Like, please put your own mask on and then help the person next to you. Like, that's what we're talking about right now. Because on the other hand, you're going to deal with the guilt and the struggle between feeling like the more that you want this and the more that you go after this, that somehow makes you a bad mom because you're not spending every waking moment and second with them. But it's not. It's going to teach them to be self-sufficient. They're going to look at you and they're going to learn work ethic. They're going to learn that they can balance work and family life. And they are going to see this beautiful, strong woman. And the same way that you look at them and go, my God, they're so amazing, I made these little people, they're going to look at you and go, oh my God, my mom makes the most beautiful artwork. And you will teach them that it's okay to play dress up even when they're 30 and 40. And it's okay for them to believe in magic. And it's okay for them to find wonder in everything around them and see things in exceptionally beautiful ways while everybody else is telling their kids to grow up. Your kids will believe in magic, your kids will create beautiful things, and they will do that because they learned by example. And not only will they do that, but they will learn to fulfill their life, because money is great. Yes, we need it to survive, but why do we want to make more money than we need? So that we can afford the time to spend with our loved ones, so that we can afford the things that we enjoy doing that increase our quality of life. Well, if you can build your career to do something that you love and that you feel happy doing and that lights you on fire, your kids will get excited just being around that, and everybody around you will just feed off of that. You know, that is the most passionate, sexy thing a person can ever do, is be on fire for something. So when you go, oh, I don't know if, you know, if I really like it, that's not the thing for you right now. But whatever you can go, yep, it's totally worth ignoring my kids for an hour, and it's totally worth staying up an extra 4 hours even though I got 2 hours of sleep. That's what I want you to start focusing on. And I want you to just give yourself permission to want that and not feel guilty. Like, you deserve that. Look at what a good job you've been doing. Look at how much sacrifice you've made. How old's your oldest?
10.
You did this 4 times over 10 years. Like, and you've got 10 more to go. You know, and then after that, you'll miss it. Like, there's so little right now for such a short amount of time. And, like, how often do you look at your youngest and think of your oldest at that age?
Yeah.
You know, and you have this beautiful family portrait of you and them. But I'm telling you right now, you know what's really exceptional is that someday one of them or their kids or the kids after that are going to come across a piece of art that they made when they were little, and they're going to see that you were in that picture. And a lot of times parents now aren't in them because they're not around, because their teachers are raising them and the daycares are raising them. And you know, and it's nothing, like, some people just have to do that to survive and provide for their family, so they have to sacrifice that time. So as much as you're going, oh, I'm just a mom, there's somebody else on the other side going, God, I'm just one of those moms that can't be home with my kids now. You know, like, everybody sees the benefit and the beauty of the other side without seeing the sacrifice of what they're making, because it's just as profound for them to go, all I want to do is spend time with my kid and see all that beautiful growth in those first steps and the first tooth, and I don't want to read about it on a paper from the daycare that they took their first steps today, but I have to do that in order to provide for them. You know, in the end, it's just sacrifice. It's the most selfless thing that you can do. And if you can do that and have that much love and that much appreciation and see the beauty in creating that for your family, you will just be natural at anything you want to create in art. Anything you want to create. So I want you to just take some time and maybe, like, write yourself a little Post-it note on your mirror that says, I'm doing a good job.
Okay.
Okay? And you're going to make a Pinterest board. And you're not going to cry anymore, because then nobody else is going to let me.
I don't like crying.
You know, but it's good. We were talking about this because you know, Sam actually cried after her thing, and we were talking a little bit. Like, when you have that kind of reaction to something someone's saying, that's because there's some part of you that knows it, that you have not given permission to just shine in that. And it's funny that we try to make ourselves smaller, and that you have this part of you that you're going, I am this incredibly talented artist, and I have something to say, and I just need my chance, and people should recognize what is special about me. And you shove that down because you think that that's something to feel guilty of, that that's ego talking, but it's not. It's part of you saying, this is who I am, and it's screaming at you from inside. So when somebody else sees that and recognizes that in you, it validates it for you. You know, there's someone else going, oh, no, 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 that's not your ego. That's just honesty. That is who you are. I see it. I've known you for, what, 2 days? I see the potential and the ability. Please don't let me think higher of you than you do of yourself. Okay?
I'll try.
Okay. You've earned cookies, and you have survived your first critique. Are you ready to do this again at level 9?
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
You did very, very good, and I will see you at level 5.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.